Hey, I had a teacher in school. I cannot remember what year it was, but he always used to call those little moments that you'd have like a light bulb go off in your head, an aha moment. Like, aha, something finally clicked and you finally understood something that you never realized before or never realized that you didn't even realize before. Anyway, I had an aha moment today. It finally was warm enough to take my son to the playground today. So actually went to the playground twice today. It was pretty cool. Went to the park this morning and he's 2. And it's interesting because the last time that I took him to the park or we took him to the park was in the fall, so probably like October when it was still rather, well, at least relatively warm that we could take him and it wasn't freezing cold out. So back then he wasn't even 2 yet. He was 22 months maybe. October would have put him at 22 months. So he was still a little bit timid, very good walking, obviously, but doing lots of things, but timid about many of the obstacles, I'll call them, of the playground. And today, when I took him, he ran right to the playground. He didn't hold my hand to get there. He ran. He knew where he was, and he was excited to be there. And he wanted to go on the swing, so we went on the swing. We came back, and he was walking around up and down the little steps, and he'd get all the way up to the top, and he'd see the long winding slide, and the one that was kind of like this on the other side. But he was really timid to go down the slide. He would run all the way up to it, and he would stop. And I said, Anthony, don't be scared. You just have to put your butt down. You have to sit. You have to sit, and then push, and you're gonna slide all the way down, and it's gonna be so much fun. It took him a while, back and forth. I'd watch him. He'd go all the way up to the top, and he would stand there, and I'd say, "Are you gonna go down the slide?" And he'd say, "No, no, mommy." And he'd run all the way back down and come all the way down the stairs. He'd, play with the little steering wheel and this little marble concoction thing that kind of goes down like a little maze. And he would do everything but go down the slide. And finally, you could see it in his eyes, like, okay, I'm gonna do this. I said, just sit down and push. Mommy will be waiting for you at the bottom of the slide. He went down that slide that was the twisty, curly one. And when he got to the bottom, he was laughing, giggling, had the biggest smile on his face. And of course, I greeted him with a big hug as he got to the bottom. And that boy could not get to the top fast enough to do it again. And I can just remember when this aha went off in my head as he hit the bottom and he hugged me and he started to go around. I could picture it in my head. I'm very visual. I could picture in my head exactly where he was standing to my right, and he was on his way back up the stairs again, and all of a sudden in my head I was like, oh yeah, that makes total sense. That makes total sense. He kept going just like all of us do. I conquered 2 fears this week, and it's like you get all the way to that point, but then you stop and you turn around and you're like, no mommy, no mommy, I can't do it. I can't do this. This is too hard. This is too scary, and I can't do it. No mommy. And I turn around and I go back to my old ways, and I'm like Anthony was, up and down, up and down, up and down. But you never get anywhere. You never conquer that fear because we're always just standing there waiting, and we get all the way there, but we're afraid. But once we conquer that fear and we go down it, we realize it really wasn't that bad. And this could be applied to anything in life. I did a blog post already this week about conquering my fear with Pilates yoga and I went to the training this week for instructor training for PiYo, for Shalene's version of Pilates yoga. And I was scared of it because I'm not a flexible person, and so I was afraid of it. And I realized that by doing the yoga and the Stretch 40 from Shalene and P90X, the past, 3 months since January, I have really lengthened my muscles, as was one of my goals, and I did fine. And I know that by teaching this to other people, it's going to help me to get better with my muscles and to help other people overcome their fear. So just like Anthony, when I got to the bottom of the slide, all of us, when we get to the bottom of the slide, no matter what it is that we fear, we realize it really wasn't that bad, and we want to go back up to the top, and we can't wait to do it again and again and again because the results were so positive. We realize, why did it take us so long, and why were we so afraid in the first place? So from me to you, the wisdom of a 2-year-old, what our 2-year-olds can teach us. I hope that helped you today. And if you have any questions, feel free to always find me on Facebook or on my blog, or just leave me a message. Have a great day.